Hello students. In today's video, I'll be discussing some important concepts that a student must know before preparing for 12th syllabus. Now the immediate question that might arise is, do we need this? The reason is very simple. Most of the time, most of the students, they neglect this 11th syllabus considering that they have studied very hard for their 10th and so they will directly study for their 12th, taking 11th or considering 11th syllabus as a rest period. Second reason might be that after studying for 10th syllabus, the syllabus what you see for your 11th is very vast and lengthy. And so, it takes time to concentrate on the studies and give more time for each and every lesson, where students might find this boring. Most of the time, few chapters they are skipped due to late admissions or some other reasons, considering the chapters they are not that important. The last but not the least is the pandemic situation that we all are facing, and because of which we all have to face online lectures. And during those online lectures, many of us have net issues or some other issues which are created because of our laziness. So students, whatever the reason is, we have to focus on our 12th syllabus, and for that, some of the main concepts, main topics from 11th syllabus must be revised before standing erect for your 12th studies. What are those chapters? So you can see that there are nearly 16 chapters what you have to study in 11th, but out of that what all important topics you must focus on, so I'll be discussing those topics now. The first chapter what you have for the syllabus is some basic concepts of chemistry. Now students, from this chapter what all you must know: what is matter, what is an atom, molecule, what is the meaning of atomic number, how to calculate the molar mass, what is atomic mass, what is mole concept, how you can calculate number of mole from the given mass of the substance, what are the standard units what we'll be using throughout the syllabus, what are their interconversions, that is, there are so many interconversions from one unit, you convert that to the second unit depending upon the questions that demands. And next, very important is the mole triangle. What is there in mole triangle? You must have a knowledge how to convert the molar mass of the substance, mole of the substance, by using Avogadro number, that is 6.022 into 10 raised to 23, and from this how you can convert this to STP volume, that is 22.4 dm cube. So this interconversion of the given mass into mole to the number of particles, electrons, or the standard STP conditions, that is the standard volume 22.4. So this particular conversion is very, very important, and you must know this much from the first chapter. The second chapter is Introduction to Analytical Chemistry. From this, you should have a knowledge about the molecular and the empirical formula and how you can convert one from the other. Next is the Stoichiometric Calculations, how to make stoichiometric calculations based on balanced chemical equations. So you must practice writing the combustion, the formation reactions by using stoichiometric coefficients, and then you have to practice the calculations based on it. Next, very important terms are the concentrations of the solution. You must have a basic idea about what is mass percent, that is W by W, W by V, V by V percent, mole fraction, molarity and molality. What are their units and what is the major difference between molarity, molality? Like if I say this is related to volume of the solution while this is related to mass of the solvent. So during the calculations you must know the difference between the concentration terms. So this is all from the Introduction to Analytical Chemistry. Next chapter is Structure of Atom. From this lesson, you must know what are isotopes, isobars, isotones, isoelectronic species, and how to write the symbol for an element by using atomic mass and its number. Next, you must know the principles, that is Pauli's exclusion principle, Hund's rule, Aufbau principle, building up rule. If you know that, how to draw that, then only you can go for the electronic configurations. And so please practice the electronic configuration of all the elements based on quantum numbers. Students, here I am talking about the electronic configuration which is related to 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, this type of electronic configuration, the long form as well as the condensed form electronic configuration. You must practice for all the elements. Next chapter is chemical bonding. This is a very important chapter. From chemical bonding, you must know what is an ionic and a covalent bond. When a ionic and a covalent bond is formed, what is octet rule? What are its limitations? How to draw the Lewis dot cross structure? You must know the difference between a sigma and a pi bond. And you must have a complete knowledge about the bond parameters like bond angle, bond length, bond enthalpy, bond order, dipole moment. So this much is sufficient from chemical bonding. The very important thing what you must know from chemical bonding is the type of hybridization. So what is the what the particular type of hybridization a particular atom will exhibit in the given molecule, like sp, sp2, sp3, sp3d, sp3d2 and so on. So what should be their expected geometry and what should be the bond angle, whether the bond angle is, whether there are lone pairs, how they are distorting the geometry. So this concept about hybridization, a complete knowledge, complete chart you must learn about the hybridization. Next important is you must know only the electronic configuration of MOT, that is sigma 1s, sigma star 1s. So this sequence only you should know, which will be useful for writing the electronic configuration for molecules based on MOT. So this is from chemical bonding. Next chapter what you have is redox reactions. So from redox reactions, students, you must know how to assign the oxidation numbers for each and every atom in the given molecule. So this is very important. But after assigning the oxidation numbers and checking out the difference in the oxidized and the reduced state, you must predict which of the following will undergo oxidation and which will undergo reduction. And on the same basis, you should be in a position to predict the oxidizing and the reducing agent. So this is from redox reactions, what you must know. Next chapter is modern periodic table. This is a very important chapter. You must know the complete periodic table, the position of the elements in S, P, D and F groups, their electronic configurations in, as again I will say, long form as well as condensed form. Next is you must focus on the trends. What I mean by trends is the atomic size, ionization enthalpy, electron gain enthalpy, electronegativity, metallic and non-metallic character. What happens to those particular properties when you move from top to bottom in a group or from left to right in a period? This will help you to predict the various factors, that is thermal stability, bond dissociation enthalpy for your 12th. So this chapter is very important. Next is states of matter. What you have here, you must know the types of intermolecular forces, that is dipole-dipole interactions, ion-dipole interaction, dipole-induced dipole interaction, hydrogen bonding, London force or van der Waals force, which two molecules will have which type of interaction, that you must know. Next is you must have a knowledge about what is Boyle's and Charles' law along with their equations, which particular factor remains constant in Boyle's law and Charles' law. This also knowledge you must have. Next very important thing is you must know the ideal gas equation and the terms which are involved here. If you can see here, PV is equal to nRT. This is number of moles and this R is a gas constant whose value in different units must be known. So please learn the values of R in different units. You should always also know the combined gas equation, that is P1V1 upon T1 is equal to P2V2 by T2. So this equation also you should know. Next, very important thing is you should only know what is vapor pressure and what are the factors that will affect the vapor pressure. Next is chemical equilibrium. From chemical equilibrium, you should have a knowledge about the law of mass action, how to write the equilibrium constant for the liquid state and the gaseous state by using the active masses. Say for example, when you write Kc, then you should have this type of format, and for Kp you should have the partial pressures in this way. So only how to write this by using law of mass action is sufficient from this chapter. Next important thing is Le Chatelier's principle, and what are the factors that alter the composition or the position of the equilibrium, and how the equilibrium will shift, what should be the conditions of pressure and temperature. So you should know how to assign the conditions. So this is all from chemical equilibrium. Next very important lesson is some basic principles of organic chemistry. Students, if you really want to make your organic base very strong, I will advise you to go through this chapter completely. Complete chapter is important because organic chemistry is only based on hydrocarbons, functional groups, IUPAC systems and the reactions that they undergo under different reagents. So this chapter completely is very important. Various types of effects like inductive effect, mesomerism, isomerism, everything is given in this chapter. So I will advise you to revise this chapter thoroughly. Next chapter is hydrocarbon. So from this chapter you can just focus on isomerism, the position, geometrical isomers what are given. You should know the structure of benzene and the various reactions like Fidelkraft's reaction. Then you have alkanes, alkenes, alkynes. Some important reactions are given. So you must have an idea about what type of reactions they will undergo. So this is all about the syllabus which you must focus when you are appearing for your or preparing for your 12th syllabus. So this much basic, if you prepare, your 12th can be simplified up to a greater extent. So I hope that through comments you can share your views with me, because that is the only way we can communicate. So do comment in the comment box if you have any queries or if you want some more videos to be made. And if you have liked this video, please do like this video, share it with your friends and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you students.